You don't need a medical degree to change your child's future. You don't need a specialist. You don't need a diagnosis. You just need to know what to watch for, look at things differently, and how to shift habits and beliefs. There are 5 simple things that you can change that will affect your child's breathing, sleep, their behavior, and their focus. And you can do them right now at home. Chew more, use food as medicine, train their tongue, look for clues, and ask better questions. You don't have to be perfect. When I first learned these things, I started out with a snack. Instead of pouches, puffs, goldfish, I gave my daughter carrots, celery, and bread. Was it easy? No. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Little habits stack up fast, especially in growing kids. Tiny shifts done daily are massive over time. Grab my free red flags checklist below of what to look for and where to start. Your child's body already knows what it needs. You're just helping it grow stronger. So let's go to chew more. Before the agricultural revolution, we chewed 4 hours a day. Now we're lucky if we chew 1 hour a day. So switching out foods to crunchy foods that get our child's jaw working, like carrots, celery, apples, any raw vegetables. Jerky or harder bread, something that they actually have to chew and use their jaws for. Chewing strengthens the jaw bones, supports the airway, stimulates the muscles and the brain. So chewing more is going to help a lot. Kids that I see these days that I'm evaluating with myofunctional therapy, they're not even chewing. They're chewing on one side or they're mashing their food with their tongue. So starting earlier, it's also going to help develop their gag reflex. They're not going to choke. You want to give them foods that they can chew, that are real crunchy foods that are going to make a difference. So number 2, nourishment. Food can be medicine. The food that our grandparents ate is not the same as the food that we eat. They don't have the same nutrients. We've depleted the soil. We're spraying all kinds of stuff on it. So making sure that we give our kids egg yolk, sardines, grass-fed butter, pumpkin seeds, grass-fed beef, focusing on foods that build strong bones and have a lot of vitamins in there, vitamin D, vitamin K, magnesium. We also need the vitamin K to upload the vitamin D when we're eating. Just sitting out in the sun for 10 minutes will give our kids the vitamin D that they need. Making sure that we nourish the body better. And it might not just be food. It could be the sun. It could be moving and exercises. So we can be out in the sun 10 minutes and get our kids moving around, and that will go a long way to nourish the body just as much as the foods that we give them. So the third one is training the tongue. The tongue should rest up against the roof of the mouth 24/7, lips closed, breathing through the nose. When our kids breathe through their mouth, they're not as healthy as they could be. They get 18% less oxygen, they lose 40% of their water, they get kicked out of the circadian rhythm, so they're not resting, repairing, storing their memories. So that's why they might not be focusing, not being able to remember things, be fidgety. They're not getting the good uninterrupted sleep that they need. So this is all tied together. And that brings me to number 4, observing the clues. Your child's posture. Are they sitting with their mouth open? Are they leaning forward? Are they breathing with their mouth open? What is happening with them? Listen to your child's breathing. Is it noisy? Are they snoring at night? Are they grinding their teeth? Are they restless sleepers? Are they picky eaters? I know we talked about food a little bit earlier, but if kids don't like certain foods, it's usually because of how the tongue is functioning and how it makes them feel when they swallow. They could feel like they're gagging. They don't like how the food feels in their mouth. These are all clues to look for. When you know what to look for, you can ask better questions, which is 5. You can ask your provider about airway development, about their tongue posture, about their jaw growth. If they look at you and they dismiss you, then they're not someone who knows this information. The questions you ask can change your child's future. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. When I started, I didn't know any of this stuff, even as a dental professional. How did I not know this? My daughter loved goldfish, so I started switching out goldfish for carrots and celery sticks and cutting those up. She loved crunchy foods. Again, I'm not saying that this is easy, but it's worth it, especially if your kid's a picky eater. Try some of these simple shifts today. One tiny shift can make a massive change overnight. You don't have to incorporate everything at once. It's not too late. You're not too early. You're right where you're supposed to be. Remember, change happens one shift at a time, not overnight. Thank you for questioning what's common and choosing to make the connection, because we can make a difference, one breath, one habit, one shift at a time. It all starts in your mouth with you. We can raise thriving, healthy kids instead of kids that are just surviving. As always, I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, have a great day.